I even forgot it was Thanksgiving. I was really just paying attention to Black Friday and Cyber Monday
I was
sale.
gonna ask you, like, did you get any good sales yesterday
Well, some
or
lighting,
Friday?
yeah, no, Amazon. I mean, now like everything's changed, right? It used to be like,
Mhm.
oh, Friday's the big day, but no, now it's like the whole basically weekend, right? And for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. But yeah, I got like lights for the podcast, so we'll see how that goes. Other than that, I mean, they had a couple of knickknacks, but I'm not really gonna get some air fryers or something like that. You didn't get anything?
Well, no, I'm not usually one. Well, first of all, they put Black Friday at the worst time of the year for me because it's usually when I buy a whole bunch of shit for Thanksgiving, so I'm broke by Friday. So why they thought that was a good idea to put it right after a holiday, I don't know. But I'm not usually one that like is like a big like Black Friday or like Cyber Monday shopper. It depends. Like if I see like a good deal, like because I have a bunch of like email like spam promotions. Like it'll be like I don't know like Kyberlite or some company that I like or like Etsy, and they'll be like, hey, do you want to we got a 20% deal going on. I'm like, ugh, damn it.
Bro, yeah, Corbanth. I'm a big lightsaber collector, and Corbanth they had like a massive drop on sabers, but like
Oh, did they?
you honestly would spend like $1,000. I mean,
I know.
they have like a firm and shit that I've done before, but they had Dark Ray, they had um Anakin from Episode 2 that I needed. They had Qui Gon Jinn. Like those are the ones that I really wanted. And I can't afford to do that again because I'm already paying off the three. There's three Darth Vader lightsabers right in canon.
You're
Uh,
financing them right now.
I actually am from a firm, so that's I'm waiting for them to come. It's just like damn, it's so expensive. It
What do you
really
think is
is.
like the best well, I mean, I know you're a big Saberforge guy, but like for all our viewers that are big lightsaber heads, what would you recommend is like the best saber company in your opinion?
I think if you want to, for sure, you want to get like a custom one that's yours, right? I would say definitely go with Saberforge, even if it take long. I think that they have really nice parts, and you could really customize it through their 3D customization app that they have there. But honestly, here's an odd one for you guys. Check out Starfall Sabers on Etsy. Yeah, it's not so much because if you do a custom, you'll spend like 2 grand probably. But if you
At
get
least, yeah.
if you get a random one, he does like his quality is so like just movie like fucking it's up there. It's just top tier, right? With weathering and it's something so unique, right? And I definitely would recommend that. That's like 375 if you purchase like a random saber from
Oh
him
shit.
mystery. Yeah,
That's
but
not bad because that's usually like what like Ultra Sabers charges for like even like their basic. Like if you even if you do like a really high basic one, like it's usually like you said like 370 or like highest I would think like 400. Like I know the apprentices start at like 270 or some shit. And then if you just want to, add your own like, VFX card or whatever, it gets higher, but that's interesting. Is it like NeoPixel?
so I think he has a NeoPixel option, but the thing is, like me, I like to collect everything that's canonical towards Star Wars. Nothing like really like if they have a Baby Groot lightsaber that's not really canonical. So NeoPixel. The thing is, if you get an empty, which I always do, that's fine. That could range from 200, depending on what it is, to maybe 400, close to 500, maybe. Maybe in KR Sabers, you probably would spend like 700. But if it's NeoPixel, oh my god, you're gonna spend like at least 1,000. Or something. It's just that's and NeoPixel's amazing though. Like it's way more brighter. We're getting closer to OLED lightsabers eventually. I heard that KR is like trying to get into that, but NeoPixels like the technology is amazing. It's more fragile though. You can't like duel with it, but it's more like a showcase piece. If you're into that, but me, I just go with empties. I'm just trying to get the hilts.
Did you see the reveal that Disney did for that realistic lightsaber?
Yeah, no, the so people can't get those. Like you can't actually wield
Yeah, it's
it.
not for
It's
sale yet.
yeah, it's. I mean, yeah, it's. I don't know if it's that chunky. I have to see. Hasbro loves to make chunk lightsabers, but like them, I mean, that's cool. Yeah, that's pretty decent. I mean, but that's kind of like a little gag you kind of do in the beginning, and then all of a sudden they get into. So I don't know how they did it though. I'm sure it's patented. But that looked crazy. Like when I
They put
first
a
saw
green
it.
screen on a stick and just like made it. You know, it's so funny. They had me until the guy said, "Oh, this lightsaber belonged to Ray," and I'm like, "Oh god."
That's when you knew that they didn't know what
Turn
they're talking
off.
about.
I'm like-
Man.
it's like when that newscaster lady that said like Superman was like from Marvel Comics or some shit. I'm like, oh man.
Oh, yeah, I remember that too. Wow, I seen that on Facebook. That's so funny. It's just
It
amazing
was
how they
so
don't know.
cringe. I know.
Yo.
Like it's not hard. You can look this up. Like
I think it's common sense. I mean, my neighbor once asked me, like, I was literally playing Batman Arkham something. He said, "What you playing? Call of Duty?" I'm like, "The fuck?" I remember that to this day. I was young. I was like, "So you serious?"
I swear boomers have a selective memory. Welcome everybody to another episode of the Lunch Table Podcast with Dylan and Akram, your source for news on what's happening in the world of entertainment and pop culture. We hope you guys all had a wonderful Thanksgiving and are enjoying the holiday season. Today we're giving you guys another news discussion, major developments happening in the media, and we want to give you guys our thoughts on what's happening. Akram, I hope you had a great holiday, my friend. Do you want to open with the biggest news that just dropped? Well, not
Sure.
just dropped, but
Yeah, I know. Well, likewise. Yeah, I hope you had a great holiday. So we're gonna talk about Spider-Man: No Way Home, the second trailer that was released. I'm really excited to finally speak to Dylan and all of you about that. Yeah, we've seen some reveals more of the villains. I'm glad that we've seen some familiar villains there, like I would say Killer Croc, but the Lizard. We also have, I would say, Static Shock now, but we also had Electro, right, with those Tims on. Definitely a huge departure from the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Electro, which I'm really excited to see Jamie return to the role. And we also seen more of Doc Ock, right? And a little bit of Green Goblin. I think that's awesome. I like what they're doing. It's really fresh and exciting. And we have some theories too that we'd like to share with you guys.
yeah, it's interesting. It looks like they're setting up a Sinister Six possibly. But right now it looks like we only have five villains. So I was gonna ask you, like, what did you think? You think they're possibly gonna have a sixth villain thrown in there? Like, cause we still have, we still have. Mainly, it's been like Toby and Andrew's villains. Like, we haven't really seen like any of Tom Holland's villains. So we still have Vulture potentially, because Vulture is part of the original six. We still have Mysterio is dead by this time, but there could be like variants of him out there. And we still have Venom also potentially from Raimiverse and from the Venomverse. So what do you think about it?
Yeah, I think that the most logical option would be probably Vulture, because usually, I mean, obviously Mysterio's dead, right? And so Vulture is just there, right? So I think probably Vulture. We talked about this a long time ago in a leaked script of No Way Home, that apparently Vulture will be there. It'll be really weird. Like, I wonder what kind of game he's trying to play, right? Because Vulture didn't lose his memory, right? He's just Vulture. He was in jail, so I don't know if he'll join. Maybe this not like the traditional Sinister Six, right? Maybe it's just like just them. I don't even know if this is really about. I want to know what's the theme about this movie, really, because I think you have to. I like how Marvel sometimes they need something to warrant going into like a canon from the comics, right? So um, we'll see. I don't know. I think it's really about could this movie be about redemption? Not too sure. Could it be? Maybe. Like if the universe being destroyed, will the Sinister Five realize this and say we gotta be bigger than ourselves and our intentions, right? So I don't know. I'm just excited for Jamie Foxx. That's why, because I seen actually a little thing that people were pointing out. He has an arc reactor apparently.
I saw that.
So
Yeah,
that's
so that's really
cool.
interesting.
It's funny how everything comes from Iron Man, right? We're going to talk about Doc Ock, right? And it's just like, it's so weird that everything's like involved with Iron Man now.
It all leads back to Tony. It's like Tony's like Thanos. So it's like, where did that lead you back to me?
For sure, man. That's like, they said that Tom will be the next Robert Downey Jr., like, in the MCU, which I find it weird because I think this might be the last movie for Tom, because he compared this to an Endgame, right, of Spider Man movies. So I don't know if we'll see more of Tom anytime soon. We'll see.
Well, I mean, they have the animated series coming out that was announced at Disney Plus Day. But who knows? I think Tom even said like he doesn't want to keep playing Spider-Man forever. He kind of wants to pass the role down to somebody else, and I think that's fair. It's you know started out with Toby and then Andrew and then Tom, so I think it's like one of those roles. It's like James Bond, like you kind of like have to like pass the torch along as the generations go by, right? But yeah, I don't know what the theme might be for this movie. Like you said, like it could be like about redemption. It's weird because Doctor Strange said all of them die, like the villains, but Sandman never died, or Lizard, or I don't remember if Electro died in Spider-Man 2, but
Sort of, yeah, sort of. Yeah, but Sandman, that's a weird one. Unless we're supposed to understand that as he disappeared and he's just gonna be like, I'm gonna kill myself and fly. Unless that's what, like, I thought he was just gonna escape somewhere to Nicaragua or something, but instead he's like just fades away, you
he's
know?
in New Mexico, like causing dust storms and shit.
Right? He did a change. He was like, I'm gonna fucking be a terrorist and I'm gonna cause like storms and shit.
Well, Sandman in the comics too, he's kind of like an anti-hero. Like there's times where like he's actually like helped Spider-Man. And even the Avengers, like he's been like an assist kind of. So he's never like really been like a Stark villain. Um, but he's got more morally gray intentions sometimes. But I mean I forget the actor's name who played Sandman in the Spider-Man 3 movie, but his character was more just about like he just wanted to save his daughter, right? He didn't really want to fight Spider-Man. It was just more about like him, getting money for his daughter. But I'm fascinated to see how this turns out. We still have Green Goblin, his new suit. There's been speculation that might be a different character. It could be what's the dude from Amazing Spider-Man 2? You know what I'm talking about, the actor who played Green Goblin. That
Oh,
um,
Dane DeHaan?
Dane
Yeah, no,
DeHaan.
I
Thank
don't
you.
think so. I did see some leak photos. There was like a stunt double that kind of looked like Jake Paul, and he was wearing the like raggedy Goblin version, right? That we'll see later on. I
It
for
was actually
sure,
Jake Paul. Like Jake
yeah,
Paul is the villain.
I'd be mad. No, I for sure think that's Willem Dafoe's, let's see, Harry Osborn, but Norman Osborn. So I don't know why his suit's raggedy later on. I don't. He must have got beat up or something, and then had to do that. So I wish we saw some James Franco too, honestly. But obviously,
I
I think
know.
I
How's the
think
pie? So good.
these, yeah, like these, they really, because some villains came from an Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Amazing Spider-Man 1, like as for like Electro and Killer Croc. So or not Killer Croc, the Lizard. So I'm like thinking, um, that's kind of weird to make that work. I'm like, so I don't know. It's weird. Like, I wonder how that's gonna mess the timeline for those characters, right? Because now everybody's a part of the MCU family. I heard that a long time ago after Loki interview with Kevin Feige, who's saying like everybody's like from a different universe now. But I wonder how that's gonna mess up the timeline too. I wonder if we're gonna get into that more with like Loki season 2, perhaps. But I don't know. Yeah, and we also seen, like, we talked a little bit about Electro. I seen a quote from IGN or something that says he's not gonna go back to how he was or some shit like that, or I don't know. I think he's trying to evolve himself again. I mean, that's what happened in Amazing Spider-Man 2. He was trying to. He was like really bad. So funny that he was like so badass, like in the later half of the movies and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I wonder what's up with Sandman though. Like, it's just weird, right? It's like so. I feel like it's almost robotic. It's like some of these characters don't just have this thing where like they just want to kill Spider-Man. Like Sandman's completely opposite. He just wants to be left alone, right? So like, how
Yeah,
come
that's
he's
what I
gonna help
mean.
out?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
like there's a lot of like morally gray characters, like even Electro or like even Doc Ock. Because like Doc Ock didn't really originally want to kill Spider-Man, right? He just did that so he could get the tritium for his science project. It was more about like the AIs, like the tentacles were more like manipulating him. But it'll be interesting because if he has the bleeding edge armor or like Stark Tech, does that give him more control with the inhibitor chip, or does that give more control to the AI, right? So I'm wondering, like, and there was even like a snippet where like I think Electro was like fighting Doc Ock or something, or like Doc Ock fell off a building and Electro just happened to be there. So I don't know, maybe Doc Ock's helping Spider-Man, because the only character I can really think that's out for blood is Green Goblin, right? Because Goblin has always been like the arch nemesis, not just for Spider-Man, but for Peter Parker, right? So I feel like Green Goblin is going to be the one setting up this Sinister Stick Six, if we get a Sinister Six. But yeah, like there's just like certain characters I can't see like going like full evil, right? Or just wanting to kill Peter just to kill Peter, right? But it's interesting. So I wonder what, and still well, I mean they've kind of teased that Toby and Andrew might make an appearance at the end. But I don't know. I'm just really looking for Matt Murdock at this point. Like everybody wants Toby and Andrew. I'm just like, where the fuck is Charlie Cox?
For sure,
I just
dude.
need that confirmation.
For sure, get the Netflix verse into here.
Please,
Make a
please,
confirmation.
please. I beg of you. uh But yeah, it looks really interesting, and they're even like Doctor Strange. Like, I wonder how much screen time Benedict Cumberbatch is gonna have, because it looks like right now he's gonna be involved, because he did look like he was trying to stop Spider-Man from doing something. It looked like in the trailer like Spider-Man was feeling like empathetic toward the villains, and maybe he doesn't want them to go back into their original timelines, and then they just end up dying. So it looks like Strange is like trying to prevent that and prevent like like a multiverse thing with like Kang and Loki. But yeah, I wonder how much screen time he's gonna have. And the two trailers were kind of different too, because in the teaser trailer, we saw like he's on top of the train, but he's in like that weird desert place, and then in the trailer, he was like in New York on if you rewatch it like side to side, it looks different. So I don't know if that's like Marvel marketing team trying to like, mislead us, or if that's in the actual movie. But I don't know. Any final thoughts on what you think, or any predictions?
Well, I think that part. I think what's gonna happen in my mind, like trying to put this chronologically. I think that Peter is gonna steal this boxy magical thing, and Doctor Strange is gonna be chasing after him. I think, and I think that it's gonna be a huge chase scene, and it's gonna be like wild. So maybe there's a lot of like teleporting here and there. I think like at first Doctor Strange is kind of going to be like a villain just because he's trying to prevent Peter from doing this. And again, it's like kind of like some characters can be redeemed. I think that's just maybe it's naive, I don't know. I mean, that's what Tom Holland's Peter Parker would probably think, right? Um I don't know. There's a lot going on. I heard at one point from a leak that Ned was going to be like a new version of Hobgoblin, apparently, or something. He's going to turn evil. I mean, he lost a lot of weight too, so I'm like thinking, could that happen? But we did see in the trailer Ned there, right? I think that's the final fight where they showed, because we were wondering like who punched the lizard, right? And I'm thinking like is Ned? I don't think Ned's gonna be Hobgoblin. It doesn't make sense.
I
Like at
think
that
that was
part,
edited. That part with the lizard, I really feel like Toby and Andrew
sure.
are in that, because like while it's just like one of those little things like you catch, but just like it's so obvious, right?
Absolutely.
Even like they tease the Mary Jane falling scene in the trailer. I really think that's gonna be like a redeeming part for Andrew's Spider-Man, because I feel like he's gonna catch her at the last minute. That would be if I'll be so mad if they don't do that, because I'm like he has the chance to redeem himself. But yeah, just little things. I wonder if we're gonna see like old cast members from. Well, I mean, obviously we had the villains, but if we have see like any supporting casts like from the old Amazing Spider-Man or the Raimi series.
Well, that's like the placement of this is weird because what version of Toby's Spider-Man, what version of Andrew's Spider-Man? Because if we do have Electro, right, Amazing Spider-Man 2, if we do have Sandman, Amazing Spider-Man 3, so is Toby, I mean, obviously from the leaks that I don't know if it's really real, but I would imagine that Andrew is the Amazing Spider-Man 2's Andrew, and Toby is probably, it's weird. It could be Spider-Man 1 Toby, I don't know, because they did, like, I didn't expect this, but they did use some of the de-aging CGI with Doc Ock apparently, and it's not the Doc. It's weird. It's not the Doc. It's Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2, obviously, because they will die, but it's not like I don't know. It's just weird. It's just the timing is like weird. I'm not sure which versions they're going to use, and will it make sense? Because, like, for example, what if Gwen never died, right? And that's just Andrew in the beginning of the movie, right? Or Toby before the big showdown at the end. Because I would imagine that they all would have certain kind of relationships, like Toby with Doc Ock, or um, Yeah, Toby with Doc Ock. Maybe Doc Ock didn't know that he died, right? And so this is like the older version, but Toby already passed that event. So I don't know, but I think that they edited. I mean, if anything, look at the trailers for Avengers: Infinity War, right? They had like some shots already there,
Yeah,
and
when
that
they
never
took Hulk
happened.
out, like for the run scene when they were all running, and then they took Hulk out for Endgame.
Yeah, that like I think that they edited this because this can possibly be, I always say, a Super Bowl moment or like just like Endgame with Cap with the hammer. I think this could be way more exciting than that. I think it's but you guys let us know in the comments. The tickets are available for pre-order tomorrow, the 29th of November. So
Spider Monday.
yeah, yep.
I'm
So
gonna get on your ass for it because we're gonna see
oh
it
yeah,
together.
yeah, yeah. We got some talking to do for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, lots to talk about. So we'll definitely we got a review coming next month when it drops, so stay tuned for that. But moving on to our next big story. This is interesting. So the Halo series from Paramount Plus just dropped a teaser a couple weeks ago. It is well, obviously, we saw Master Chief, right? So he is involved with this, and Pablo Schreiber from The Wire and Orange Is the New Black was cast as John 117. So it looks good. I mean, the armor, like if you didn't get the armor down right, if it if it looked like Halo One graphics, then I'd be like, I don't know, but the costume looks really good. But what do you think about it?
Yeah, it's going to release on Paramount Plus. Earlier, I thought it was going to release on Showtime. That it could just be two things at one time. I have Paramount Plus, so I like that instead of subscribing to Showtime. Yeah, Pablo Schreiber, also from American Gods. I love that guy. I think that he's pretty good. He's really tall too. Um, I don't know where this would take place canonically. I don't
I
even
was gonna ask you
know.
about that because I don't know where this
It,
like, is this after like Halo 3, Halo 4? Like it could be anywhere really.
So they did do like films before, like Forward Unto Dawn, and that's like in canon. And then also you had the one with Luke Cage actor, I forgot his name. I'm sorry. Oh, Mike Coulter. They
Oh yeah,
had
yeah.
they had that one. That's like a prequel to Halo 5 Guardians. But yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if this is an actual prequel. I don't know because we have Halo Infinite right now. There's a lot of lore for Halo. Like if you really want to get into it, there's like so many novels and comics just to catch up on. And there's so many things that Master Chief went through. Um, but I don't know if this is really a part of the Halo canon. It could be its own iteration because obviously with a show in this scale and plus streaming on Paramount Plus, I think that they have to reintroduce a lot of things for newer fans and people who don't really know much about Halo. And if they didn't do that, right, I think that that's a ballsy move too. And also that's kind of like a nice move too for the fans. I think that, that would be pretty neat. But yeah, and his armor, I don't know, his armor kind of looked like Halo 4 Master Chief. Not so much like Halo or
It looks
Halo
very
5
new.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like so I don't know where this will take place. We don't have much info on it either, right? So yeah, it's we're completely in the dark so far, and it's a brief 1 minute and 7 second trailer. We just saw like some close ups of the scars that Master Chief has, right, from undergoing those procedures. So I'm excited for it. I really am. I think it's about time. Steven Spielberg, long ago, was going
Yeah,
to.
Amblin. Yeah.
Yeah, yep,
Producing.
and Neil Blomkamp actually he was going. Well, he directed like a short movie. So it's about time. It really is. I hope it it's all that because if it isn't, that's gonna suck so bad because we've been waiting for a live action Halo Master Chief, like a longer thing other than Forward Unto Dawn, which wasn't so much about Master Chief. So this is centering on him, right? I really hope that this hits the nail on the head. Um,
Yeah, it's high expectations. I hope it doesn't follow Cowboy Bebop Netflix series. But it looks really good from what I've seen so far, and then we still have Cortana in it also, and she sounds really like close to the game adaptation. But yeah, they've been in production for a long time, so I doubt we'll see it anytime. Cause well, it is in set for 2022, so I'm thinking
mhm.
maybe like closer to like spring or summer, but who knows? I'm really thinking it's gonna be like a prequel series, like we see like John 117's origins, like him going through the Spartan program. Maybe like the beginnings of like the UNSC or like the Covenant War. I really hope we see like bits of like the Arbiter or like the the Spartans, because Halo fans like just like love to see like a nostalgia. But yeah, not much about the plot is known or the release dates, so we'll just have to keep an eye out.
Yeah, I don't know, like what you're saying, a lot of that stuff happened in Halo 2. So I'm like wondering, even the Arbiter, that's like big in Halo 2 and 3. So I'm like wondering I don't know. We'll just have to see.
All right. Well, moving on. We also have the Harry Potter Return to Hogwarts reunion coming to HBO Max. That's actually set for New Year's Day, January 1st, 2022. So the original cast will be rejoining director Chris Columbus, who made the first two movies, and I think he also, I forget if it was David Yates, but I think Chris Columbus was involved with the last two movies. But it will be a celebration for the 20th anniversary of the first movie, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So it looks really interesting. I can't wait to see it. A lot of the old casts are coming back. I don't know if Michael Gambon's Dumbledore is coming back. But obviously, Alan Rickman, because he passed away, won't be involved. But I'm sure they'll do like a memorial or like a tribute to him, and even like the actress who played Malfoy's mom also passed away recently. But the original trio will be there. Daniel, Emma, and Rupert will be there. Tom Felton. So it'll be great to see where everybody's at. It feels like a much needed reunion for Harry Potter fans. But yeah, J.K. Rowling won't be attending obviously because of her controversial statements. But I'm sure that they're gonna, I think, show like footage of her involvement as part of the movies. But you've watched some of the movies, right?
Yeah, I have. I haven't really like never really dived deep into Harry Potter, but yeah, of course they're like wonderful. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be excited for like hardcore Harry Potter fans, and maybe there's some tidbits and like maybe they're gonna tease some stuff for the future. Hopefully, I doubt it, but that'll be kind of interesting if we got more information on the Halo. I'm a Halo game. If we got like Master Chief information on Paramount Plus, but no, like the Harry Potter game, the RPG. I think that hopefully we have some information on that. But
Master
yeah.
Chief takes off his helmet and it's just
Oh, that's the ending. It's just a teaser for the for like the one that we just got.
oh man, that'll be so funny.
What do you think we'll see there?
For Harry Potter?
No, for Halo. We're going back to that topic. No, no, for Harry Potter.
I think it's just gonna be like a lot of nostalgia, but I mean, they said it is like more about the first movie, like the 20th anniversary. But a lot of the cast from like the other movies are gonna be there, so I think it's gonna be like maybe like a documentary, like just like going into like each like movie, like where everybody was at the time. Maybe just like some stories they'll probably share like on the set or something. Me, Prisoner Azkaban is always my favorite of the series. I think it's one of the better ones. But I really enjoy seeing like the old cast come back, and maybe they'll I don't know, it'll be interesting because we also have they have a thing on TBS and Cartoon Network coming out. It's like a Harry Potter like tournament. I don't know, it's like a trivia game or something. So I think some of the actors are involved in that, and then we also have like the Cursed Child play that's out right now. I always wanted to see it. I heard it wasn't that great, but it's on Broadway right now. It's like it's JK's like I think sequel to the Harry Potter series, but it's a play. It's not a book. Um, but yeah, it takes place when Harry's already grown up at that time. But yeah, it looks interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
So moving on, we also have in Star Wars news, we have Sabine Wren casted for the Ahsoka series.
I'm
Natasha
so
Liu
excited.
from Netflix's The Society. I don't know much about her discography, so I can't tell you what I think about like her acting prowess. But I think we kind of all predicted that Sabine was gonna make an appearance in Ahsoka because they're looking for Ezra, obviously. But I wonder like how much of like her we'll see. Like if like I wonder where like Ahsoka takes place. Does this take place like after Mandalorian?
I
This
think
takes place
so, yeah.
before?
For
Yeah,
sure
like
after.
yeah, it has to be at least after Rebels, right? After Ezra went missing. So I don't know if because I think did they mention if they casted Ezra or not? I forgot.
So there's the actor from the Aladdin live action adaptation that they apparently I forgot if they actually casted him or he was rumored. Either or, I think that he makes a good fit. I really do. I mean, they could have just casted the original voice actor too, because the original voice actor is old enough too. I think, and I don't think that Star Wars is really focusing on like age details, right? Because obviously Ahsoka here is Rosario Dawson, but Bo-Katan should be like a elderly lady, right? So it's like it's kind of weird, but yeah, Sabine Wren. I think we're gonna see a lot of her. Depending on how this goes, this could be another fan favorite character for live action, and especially her depiction of Sabine Wren. I'm looking forward to see what's up with Admiral Thrawn. I hope they cast.
Yes.
There's a lot of casting choices, but I really hope they cast the original voice actor as well. I think that they can.
I think he's the
Um,
fan choice for the live action. Because
not
I mean, why
mine.
else, right? Because they could pull it off. I mean, he looks like Thrawn.
They can for sure. I mean, back then people wanted Benedict Cumberbatch, but I'd rather him. Uh,
Nah. I mean, the closest I would pick is like maybe Michael Fassbender. I don't know, but
That too, yeah. I'm excited though. I wonder, like, and it's Jedi, right? It's Ahsoka. So I hope we get more into because that's the thing with Rebels. Like Rebels at first was kind of like I thought like it was kind of ass at first, but then it got really deep and like sincere, and it really got it's like Star Wars Clone Wars. Like there's some moments where it's like holy shit, this is like way far into the canon that this doesn't feel like Star Wars. I hope we kind of get into those and then like what's going on? Like is Ezra and Thrawn like good buddies or something? Like what were they doing? Were they like mercenaries in Costa Rica or something like that? Like I want to know like the
they were like
tea.
having a they're having a drink at a bar with like with Daniel Craig's James Bond with the scorpion. They're just like in Nicaragua or some shit with the space whales.
I mean, what do you think we'll see? What? I mean, we have little to go off, but what do you think will happen with Sabine and what do you think we'll see?
I don't want to like speculate, but I feel like Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian, and Ahsoka are somehow gonna tie in together, kind of like an endgame thing. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see, live action, Jedi other than Luke in post Return of the Jedi, right? And I wonder if we'll see like some of the Ghost Crew or like maybe some of the rebels. Because Ahsoka by the time of Mandalorian is kind of like isolated. She is like, like a loner. I want to see like what she's been up to since Rebels, like where she been like has she been like looking for like Anakin or just besides Ezra. I wonder if we're gonna see like de-aged Mark Hamill Luke Skywalker back. I mean, it did. I feel like they're gonna save him more for Mandalorian, but it'll be interesting because he is a prominent figure at this point, right? And we still got like the Empire still around, like in Mandalorian, so probably she'll be like fighting warlords or bounty hunters or stuff. But I do want to see more of like the Star Wars universe because we still also have Kenobi coming out right too. So I wonder if she's also gonna be involved with Kenobi or if Ewan is also gonna make an appearance in that too, or like Yoda too, like even or like any of the old Jedi. So I don't know. We got a lot to look forward to for Disney Plus in the coming year.
Yeah, for sure. I have a feeling it's gonna kind of be like just a tracking type of show where it's like they're trying to follow the clues and then all of a sudden Sabine joins and then there you go and then like it's a fun buddy kind of like duo, right? I don't know. Yeah, I'm so excited. I wonder. Like, it's a shame they didn't share more details on Disney Plus, and it's a shame. Disney Plus Day, and it's a shame also that we don't know, like, what's the concrete date for Mandalorian season 3. I'm a little bit worried, but I think we have a lot to chew, right? So we'll see a little bit later.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we got Book of Boba Fett coming in December, so definitely keep an eye out for that, guys. And Mandalorian season 3 is also on its way. So a lot of Star Wars content coming. I think even I heard like Rangers of the New Republic got pushed back.
Oh,
Uh
so that was with Gina Carano, and I think they canceled that just because she's got canceled. So like, yeah, they canceled that. I wasn't that excited about it, but it's another Star Wars show, right? We get into more canon, so what
Well,
it is.
I
You
heard
know.
like Hera might have like taken over for that for Cara Dune's
Oh.
part. I don't know. It's speculation, so don't quote me on it. But I would love to see like Hera like live action, especially because they set her up in Bad Batch too.
You know what's funny, guys? I still haven't finished Bad Batch. I still have That's my little secret. I just always forget about it. I don't know why. I
Fake
forgot all
fan.
about it. Seriously, like it's just like I don't know why I'm not watching this, but I'll check it out just because what you said. So
Yeah, there's major implications for coming episodes, so definitely check it out. But on our final discussion, this is interesting actually. Marvel MMO game developing from Dimension Link Studios, also the people behind DC Universe Online. There has been no set release date. This is just kind of like I said, speculation right now. But Jack Emmert, who helped design City of Heroes and co-founded Cryptic Studios, he'll be in charge of development. But what do you think? I think it sounds cool for an idea.
yeah, I think so too. I think this will be more akin to. I think it's gonna kind of have the same feel, like, which is weird to say, but Marvel Midnight Suns with the Hunter. You get to play mostly as the Hunter and customize the Hunter, right? And it's kind of this obscure character in the comic books, but it's a character that you could have free range to customize, and especially it's basically like DC Universe Online, you know. So you're gonna customize your own hero. I'm not a big fan of MMOs, but for sure, I think that this is another uh, game to add to, just the abundance of Marvel games coming out, pretty quickly now. I'm really happy with the announcements and the pacing that they're going with. I think that now it's a great time for Marvel games, right? I think now DC's kind of like shying away from games for some reason, or like they're just taking forever. But like now Marvel is taking the throne back, and I'm really excited to see that. I wonder what the story is. I wonder if it's going to be an adaptation of something, or maybe not. Maybe it's just like their own version of the whole mythos of Marvel Comics, right? And you make your own story. Really excited. Really, I like so Knights of the Old Republic, right? Isn't that kind of like? Do you think like DC Universe Online or no?
Kind of, yeah, like that MMO style where it's like you said, like you can customize like your own characters, and then you kind of like just follow like I guess that canon version of the lore. But yeah, it's cool to think about. Like I guess yeah, like you said, you'll make your own character. I wonder if like you can like use like other heroes from the Marvel universe. Or like I wonder what's like the story behind it. Because they usually always have like some like narrative element to it. But I think MMOs are like really big right now. That's kind of like the trend for PC gamers, especially. Just to build that community, and Marvel already has like that community, right? So it'll be cool to like have like a game where you can just like hang out with your friends and just like have like a Friday night like game session. But I hope it won't be like too cheesy as far as like quality. But who knows? There's no set release date. Like I said, I feel like it's gonna be a couple more years till we see like gameplay or like footage. My hopefully I would probably say like by 2023 we'll start like seeing like some test footage or leaks. What do you think about it?
For sure, I think that we will. I think that if I can't even speak because it's like the idea is so grand, right? It's like the marketing has to be off the chain, like has to be like huge because this game kind of feels huge, and it's a MMO. So I wonder how many, because a lot of people are kind of niche towards that, but League of Legends also, um, made fans like, and also you get short films on Netflix, right? So imagine we get something on, or
Yeah,
I'm sorry, the
that
TV
new Arcane
series.
series on Netflix looks really good too.
Yeah, so like if they do something on Disney Plus, like kind of like that'll be cool, right? Because I would love to see more stuff from the games too, also on Disney Plus. So like, but I think that yeah, heroes and stuff probably be like kind of like factions or like vendors or something like that. And I think that if this does really well, they could kind of make it. What's that game called? World of Hunters. What is that called again?
World of Warcraft.
No, the hunter game. What was that? That you have the big bone axe thing and like you fight and shit like
I was
that.
thinking
I
of
forgot.
Monster Hunter for me.
Monster Hunter,
Yeah.
right? Like they have some like little skins that they throw in there here and there, and even like what's the game you play? Zero Genesis 5. What was the game you play?
Genshin Impact.
Right.
Yeah,
Genshin Impact, right?
serious.
They have some skins they throw in there, right? So imagine like they probably will throw in some skins from
Not a lot, but
the
yeah.
But like, like the MCU films, or like they add like some favorite Marvel games that we like, right? Skins in there. Like that's a lot of marketing, right? Especially for MMO. And how long will they keep it going, right? Because it's a live service. So will this go on for like 10 years? This is a big deal because we're in a new generation, right? So I wonder how the
I
graphics will
mean,
be.
yeah, depending on how well the game does, they could keep it going. But if it flops like in the first year, I doubt people will, or like they'll keep updating it. Who knows? Because
I don't
like
know.
people fell off DC Universe Online like real fast.
I just did
Like
a
I don't
demo
even.
and left.
Yeah.
That was
I don't
PS3.
even. I didn't even. I like honestly, I forgot about it until like I read the article. Like I don't even know who's fucking playing it right. It's like that old ass like fucking like Pirates of the Caribbean like MMO game.
Ooh, I forgot all about that too.
They need to update that game. I'll play the fuck out of that game, like, because I've been like Sea of Thieves was such a letdown for me. So they need to bring it back.
For sure, yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. Time will tell. It's too early now, so I mean, we don't even have concrete information like that much, right? But I can't wait.
Yeah, 2022 I think is gonna be like a really good year for content. As far as Marvel, Star Wars, and all this other stuff for like gaming and everything. But
Agreed.
everything's in development right now, so we'll just have to keep our ears open. Um, but thank you guys for tuning into our news discussion. We hope you enjoyed listening to us, and if you like the topics we went over, be sure to follow us. You can listen to our previous news discussions that are already out. So be sure to like this video, give us a follow, a share, a comment, anything that helps our channel stand out. Our next episode will be our Hawkeye episode 3 review on Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. And just some future content to look forward to. We have the Game Awards. No acronym, look forward to that.
I'm so psyched for that, dude. Yeah, I can't wait for you guys to see our take on it.
Definitely. So we'll be having a reaction episode for that. Also, we have in December, we have, obviously Spider-Man No Way Home, The Matrix Resurrections, and The Witcher Season 2, which I'm really looking forward to. So that'll be in the later days of December. And of course, we'll be finishing off the year with Book of Boba Fett. And also our favorite movies of 2021 as a year wrap-up review, right? So a lot of content coming for you guys. Hopefully it doesn't fall on deaf ears.
Probably is.
Probably is, but we enjoy putting out new stuff for you guys daily, or weekly, I should say. But until then, guys, thank you for having lunch with us.
See you guys.